You know,
So to you, what so you think youth means what? Youth means what?
being free, man, being wild. I mean,
Okay.
you should be wild at some point. Agree with
Yeah,
me, my
yeah.
friend?
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
come
we are
on. You just
wow.
have to enjoy life, man.
Guys, can I tell you one thing, guys? On our way to this place here today,
You are
guys,
looking at this place today.
these two people here had a bottle each.
Yeah, that's
guys.
yeah. That's
Well, you know
part of
what,
being a
KB?
youth. Yeah.
That is part of youth
That's-
lifestyle.
Yeah.
That is what they do now. But the only thing I just realized about youth is this: most of them, naturally they're creative, they're innovative. They
Exactly.
wake up in the morning,
Mm.
but the sad truth about this is that being innovative, being everywhere and every angle, they still don't know how to put their hearts down to decide very well.
Mm.
They've got the brain, they've got the style, they've got every useful information, but they are not using it in the right way.
Yes,
That's
That's
so-
the problem.
I actually believe though we have an abundance resources, like we have abundance resources, like literally you can sit down with your laptop right now
And do something
and
nice,
open up
because
that laptop with your Wi-Fi
brain is
connection.
still
Yeah.
fresh, very young man,
Yeah.
very creative, but you know the lifestyle is really dragging them off the track. That's what I see about the youth of
It's
now.
peer pressure. It's peer pressure.
God bless
Ah,
you.
but like, are we still there? I mean, peer pressure. I mean, like, I feel like
It
peer pressure at this
is.
point, it should be like a thing of a mental state. You can literally avoid.
True.
Yeah, you can literally
It's
avoid.
avoidable,
Yeah.
but the problem is, guys, come on, they're not.
Mm.
We just want to be everywhere.
So to youth, what
And it's not-
what do you think a youth is? We will get to that part.
See, a youth should be somebody,
Should
if
be
you say
or
if-
is somebody.
should be, or is somebody that is creative, innovative, dream actualizer,
A go-getter,
a
like.
go-getter,
Mm.
strong, vibrant.
Mm.
That is what a youth supposed to be.
Yeah.
That is what I would term as a youth. You understand?
To me, the youth, and then I think so a definition I saw in a way, or many definitions I saw, they said youth is that stage between your childhood and adulthood.
Okay.
It is that stage.
Yeah, it's in between.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
you're right.
And then a whole lot happens in
The
being
youth
the
age.
youth, being a youth. A whole lot. And then being a youth is the time where you make mistakes and then you're pardoned.
Yeah, I actually like that. My father used to, my stepfather says that a lot. Like, you are allowed to make. This is a period where you are allowed to make
make your
mistakes, right? But also be aware and recognize your mistakes, right?
Thank you.
And then at the
Because
same
that
time,
mistake is gonna stay with you for
yeah,
life.
you know what I mean.
If
Might
you're not
stay with you for the
careful,
rest of
If you're not careful, yeah.
You're not
So
careful.
imagine if right now, I know it's kind of a typical thinking, but imagine if you had this knowledge that you had right now at the age of 19 years or 18
You would have been
years,
better.
you would have been like successful,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So
Very
I like that. I like that.
very successful,
So yeah,
very, very.
you know,
And you
youth.
know what?
Okay, where I come from specifically, we are surrounded by, I'm sure you are aware of this,
Def.
we are surrounded by substance abuse and everything, right? So we are not fully aware of the potentials that we have, especially where I come from, right? So I wake up in the morning and I realize that people, they know that they're good at this, they're good at that, they're good at this, but they're not actually trying to make it work. It's always excuses. So
What is killing them?
exactly. So there's this place I started working with right now recently. They always preach this thing that excuses. You know. So once you preach that excuse mentality, the mind is something that is like a sponge.
Yeah.
It quickly absorbs what you say.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever you say, it absorbs it real quickly. And now, when you start speaking of, this is not working out for me, of course it's not gonna work out for you.
Exactly.
Thank you for that word.
But
If you believe that it's
It's not gonna
it's
work
not.
out for
It's
you.
not. It's not.
But if you wake
Most
up every
youths are not
morning,
positive minded.
exactly.
You have to be optimistic as a youth.
Yeah.
You know what I think, CCME? If we like take a reality check now
Yeah.
and we check at the stats, almost like half of the population of the youth is unemployed.
Yeah.
And then they would so quickly to say that, but then the government is not offering us jobs.
That is the
You
that is the
understand?
first
Jobs that you
yeah,
given
that
are
is the
not even-
first. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
But then the
Exactly.
government will tell you, why should you expect a lot from us?
What are you doing?
Then the government will tell you, okay, fine, yeah, your youth, yes.
Youth
Why,
of
why,
nowadays.
do you think the youth should expect a lot from, or should even expect anything from the government?
No.
Personal,
Remember,
yeah.
I think, well, so me, I will tell you,
Seriously.
I will tell you, yes,
It depends on the
government
country.
deserves to do everything for the youth.
Depends on the country.
Because if you don't catch them young, guys, every country should always have that in their.
that is the country where we have good leaders.
Because these are the youth.
You understand?
They are still in the vibrant stage of life. Because if you don't do anything to them, they still have all the energy and what, then they will end up being miscreants. They will end up being
Miscreants,
hoodlums in your neighborhood.
That.
And that is why the government is supposed to make sure they catch them young, they engage them properly.
But
It's so unfortunate, it's not happening.
it's not happening. Yeah.
The government is trying their best and everything, and the youth are not yielding.
No,
What
they're
is-
not.
Yeah.
In South Africa here, there are some programs that are here that does not happen where we come from.
They are learnerships.
Like what?
Learnerships.
Yeah.
No, I will tell you you're wrong. What about the
NYC?
the NYC? The NYC?
Please, at what stage you do your learnership? Can you tell me?
I did my learnership last year.
At what stage? At what level of education? After
It
matric?
was, it was not actually after
It
matric.
can be anytime. As
It
long
can
as
be
you are
anytime.
still in the
Yeah.
group.
So
Remember
your
NYC?
NYC is right. It's after your university.
Oh yeah.
And
NY
it's just
And
one
then we
year.
also have the NYDA that will
Okay.
like fund you if you do have a business proposal.
Thank you.
That is registered.
Oh,
Do you have
yeah.
any program like that in Nigeria?
We do.
For
We
business
do,
proposals.
yes. Just that
Where they will fund
just
your
that
business.
they don't say it out. I promise you, it's there.
Why
there.
is it not being said out? Why is it everywhere in South Africa? Why are we hiding it?
Do
in
you even know
Nigeria?
what they call NYSC? Do you know what they call NYSC? It means National Youth Service Corps.
Okay.
So it's a program that's designed by the government
After
of
you finish your
Nigeria.
university?
Yeah, after
After the
After.
government, yeah,
Yes.
after.
No, here
This one,
you
it's
can leave
matric.
school at grade 11.
And you have access to internship.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, and they give them money.
And the problem is, well, maybe
Why
we should do
during
that
your
in Nigeria.
internship, whatever, you can still be studying? Am I lying?
Yes.
No, yeah, that's true.
Part-time
And you're still
program.
getting paid every month
And you still
That's
get paid
true.
every month.
So
while
yeah.
gaining the skill.
The
And
question-
afterwards, you get a certificate.
You get a certificate, then you can
Apply.
Yeah, then the question
Good
is this, right?
companies.
So how many years are you supposed to do that the leadership thing?
It's normally the longest one I think that we have. It's 2 years, isn't it right?
2 years, 2 to 3 years.
One
Yeah.
year is 1 year anyway. NYC is 1 year.
This is internship.
NYC is internship too. Do you know that?
I
Because
know, but this one is at all levels. As soon as maybe you are 15, 16, 17, you have access to it.
maybe
Am I
the
lying?
Nigerian government should look into that.
Some of
Yeah,
them
maybe-
will want you. The one that I was recently in, they wanted a grade 12, meaning that you had to
So-
get matric.
so
in
was that
order
a
for you to
specific-
qualify.
was that a
Yes, it was an
specific
electrical
requirement?
one. It was an electrical one.
Okay.
We dealt a lot with cables and everything. So they wanted matric.
Okay.
Period.
And they are really teaching them.
And do you know
Yes.
why? Do you know why these people here? I was gonna use the word MF now. Why they always want to go for people from matric and all that? Because they don't want to pay big money. Well, it works
right.
anyway. At least the youth doesn't really need that big money. They just need something to just know,
What they need is to
Upkeep
acquire
themselves.
skills.
Skills
The
is very
skill is the
important.
main thing.
Skills is
Not the
important.
money they are giving them. How much are they giving them? Maybe 2.5,
Yeah.
3,000, 4,000,
That
5,000,
cannot
yeah.
keep them for their life, for life. But what they are really acquiring there is the skill. If you are able to, listen attentively, attend your classes properly, gain something from it, you can even start your own business
Exactly.
with that
You know-
intention. Am I lying?
Yeah, it is true, ne?
Yeah, it's true.
But when you specify classes, ne?
Yeah.
I have a 16-year-old sibling.
Okay.
She's in grade 10 right now, currently, like literally. So, every time I get into a taxi, I don't know, this is very weird. Every time I get into a taxi, it bothers me that they've discontinued a subject called accounting.
In this country.
Really? No.
And
No.
literally, I don't want to specify the name, but she's in grade 10, right? And they've discontinued accounting, and she's doing business studies. So now, you see, I like this fact that you specified class. Now it bothers me that even the youth that is coming after us, they won't be able to learn these skills.
I think you're right, because now
That's
you
not-
need a 30% to pass.
You needed
Imagine a
the
doctor
pass
doing
rate,
a whole surgery on you. This person just needed a 30%
and
to make
it has decreased.
And that thing is big, is a bit f up, man.
It's a big issue.
Someone was analyzing that thing the other day,
30%?
and it said
30.
it means so if
It means you can be playing around.
You can
You
literally
know
do
you're gonna
that.
get
Yeah.
30%.
do you know what
Yeah.
it means, right? It means if you look at it from the other side, it means if you don't know 70% of what you've been
You
taught,
qualify.
you qualify.
You can exactly.
Whole S.
Like I was surprised because I attended a meeting. They called a parent, but unfortunately they were not there. I was available, and then I went there, and then I was surprised when I got there. Gucci like, oh, they don't have accounting. So how does someone who is studying
Study
business,
business.
they don't know how accounting, they won't know how to balance a spreadsheet.
How do you
guys-
balance the equation?
They won't be able to balance it.
Your profit and loss.
You won't be
Profit
able to
and loss.
balance
Sure, they
it.
will substitute with something because
what?
in
Which
Nigeria,
Exactly what
which
it
can
is.
you
in
substitute
Nigeria,
accounting
in Nigerian education system, right? So this how it works in Nigeria. We don't use grade in Nigeria, right?
Okay.
We use primary class, secondary class, and the
Okay.
university class.
Okay.